wasn't
Mr. Snazzy.
I was looking right past you to Mike Carter.
Who were you looking at? Oh, you were looking at Mike Carter. Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. If he's gonna talk, he's got to have his intro, or he won't say anything.
He's not finished giving me the information about this website.
Well, but he brought up Mike Carter.
It's not a website. I don't know if it was.
Stop everything.
Now, the official attorney of the Hangover Morning Show, Mike Carter, from DWI.com and $45bucks.com. Call them 24/7 at 314-895-4040.
You know, Mike, I was driving over there by Starbucks on
now
First
he can
Capitol.
talk. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, am I on?
Yeah.
Good.
Yo.
I was over there yesterday by your office, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
And it says traffic law counselors, and then it has the $45bucks.com, but there's no digiblow.com over there.
Yeah, one, it needs to be revamped. I think it was a little aggressive on signage, but two, we were limited, thankfully, in some ways by the city from splattering many more names across the front of the building. But there is some new signage coming, and that'll change.
I think you should have a big neon sign over there.
Well, we own it. Kind of.
Did you blow?
Yeah.
Did you blow? No,
I don't know.
A big neon sign that
We kind of own the corner, and we got a billboard, we got awnings, and really couldn't get any more.
You guys are more identified over in that area than Starbucks is.
I like it.
It's crazy.
Now, what website were you going to tell Stacey about?
SugarDaddy.com.
SugarDaddy.com.
And if it's not that, it's something like that. It's where really rich guys are looking for just to be sugar daddies. That's it.
Wow.
SugarDaddy.com.
Yeah, but you have to audition. You can't just be one of the little girls that are
Sugar Daddy-ettes.
Yeah, sugar daddy-ette, I guess.
Can't
a
be one of them.
sugarette.
Little
For the
girls.
listener who can't visualize what kind of things are in the radio show, Mike Carter's got a tie on with this picture on it.
No,
it's
that's
really
Captain
cute.
Kirk.
Yeah. That's
What?
it is.
His picture.
That's not you?
No.
It's
It
sweet
shows.
on
I
you.
do like the psychological insight that your assessment of me is that I'd wear a tie with my face on it. Otherwise, or that you think I'm as handsome as William Shatner when he was 28.
She thinks you and Bill Shatner have a lot in common.
Well, from here, it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark in here, right?
I'm going to cry. That was hilarious.
That's so funny because Mike
I'm going to
Carter.
take a picture of it for the listener. Maybe they can figure out who it is.
It's
Looks like
exactly
Mike.
who it is. It's Captain Kirk.
Mike Carter must have a lot of celebs that he looks like.
But I will say this. I can see how you would confuse the two.
Can you?
I think Mike Carter has kind of that Captain Kirk thing going on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, DC. We took away from your show.
No, I just wanted to say that I thought he was on Channel 5 the other night. Mike Carter was interviewed on Channel 5 about the red light camera situation.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's accurate.
And he really just... Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard this before. I hope it's not offensive, but young. Reminded me of a young Jay Leno.
Have heard
bit.
that before.
Really?
Right.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
So you turned on the TV. You weren't expecting to see.
No, I knew Mikey C was going to be on there.
Okay.
But I saw him and I'm like, hey, I never noticed that before, but he kind of reminds me of Jay Leno.
Yeah.
When Jay was younger.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Not the voice.
No.
Just the
No,
look
like a longer face.
and the
I've heard that before.
mannerisms.
Right.
Okay.
Were kind of similar to Jay Leno. Okay, so the guys that your women are fantasizing about having an affair with. How long have you been in a relationship, Mike?
Since like 88 or 9.
Wow, it's a long time.
Right.
Have you ever worried that your lady was stepping out on you? You ever had a weird feeling or any of that?
Well, she did it several times. We've been hanging out 2025. We've been through ups and downs. And
You're
we got
swingers,
married.
aren't you?
No, we got married in
She did
09.
it several times.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Well, we broke up, got back together, all
She's
that.
a swinger.
We weren't,
No.
monogamous.
Swingers?
No. We were 19 or 18 when we met. When now we're married.
That's kind of what I thought, too. I thought, well, maybe they're swingers or something,
Right. Open relationship.
She does it all the time.
What happens on the bench stays on the bench.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So you've never worried about that. Eric's never been cheated on.
Not that I know of. Not that I want
I
to
think
know.
he has, but he just doesn't know.
Right.
Well, thanks, man.
Well,
Appreciate that.
Well, no, you married a porn star.
So? Doesn't make him a bad person.
What are the
No,
odds?
it's not you, or you're not the bad person. It's her.
What are the odds
I'm a killer now.
an adult film star is going to stay faithful What are the odds?
She's
Well,
not
if they keep it in their job. There's no way they.
She
can.
was not an adult film star.
She had done adult
Eric,
films.
Eric,
she
look,
did not.
Whenever
She's-
I Googled her,
Yep.
you saw the video.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's.
But on the
if your
timeline,
video-
I don't think she was doing that at that point. No,
But she had done them.
no, she didn't. No.
Yes, she
she
did.
did.
At some point, she had done an adult feature.
Well,
Come on, Eric, don't.
her
you're in
features were it was just by herself. She was a model. She was
Model.
She was a model. She
Okay.
was mainly a portrait, taking pictures, that kind of thing. And then she did
Okay.
a video that was like not just her. Just
I don't know. It seems to me, from what I have seen online, that she had a background, at least, in adult films.
okay. Well, moving on. What was
When was that?
that? Was back in the 60s.
You're dead ass.
Yeah, he doesn't like to talk
I
about
know.
it much.
Look
And
at
Before
her.
you were alive.
I would
Exactly.
think you'd want to brag about it.
No,
You know?
She's beautiful.
all kinds of people have weird jobs. She had a weird job.
Yeah. She's a porn star. She's dancing.
Yeah.
She did a lot of nude photo
But
shoots.
there you go.
And
She
her
was.
pictures are everywhere, all over the internet.
A new survey asks 4,000 women, which guys in your daily life are you kind of sweet on? Do you maybe fantasize about getting it on with? And here's what they said.
Pool boy.
Number 1, or number 10, I should say, her physician, her doctor.
Ooh, that's creepy.
I wonder if her lawyer is on here.
Yeah, probably not. My wife woke up one time and the doctor, we were coming out of something and he had a tie on and she, I don't know if she thought he was me, I doubt it, but she's like, oh, that's a nice tie, sweet. And I still give her crap to this day. She was like coming on to him when she came out of the anesthesia. I'm like, she's a nurse. I said, I guess this is the doctor you work with every day. But he claims it was not. But.
Busted. Number 9.
On number 1.
The bartender at her favorite bar.
Yep.
These are the people, the guys women are fantasizing about cheating on you with. Number 8, her therapist.
Yep.
Stacy's getting some therapy.
Yeah, she goes to a crazy head doctor.
My doctor, you can't hardly understand him.
What's that mean?
Because
Not a very good therapist.
Got this accent and what?
Real good therapy.
Well, no, you just have to listen. He doesn't need to talk.
Thanks, Doc. I'll be back next week. Can you just write the prescription?
Well, you know what? He doesn't even write prescriptions. He types. They come out printed on a printer.
Yeah, well, that's how
Yes.
printing works.
Yeah, well.
What language?
Man, guys.
Number 7, women fantasize about cheating with your brother.
That bitch.
Your brother, Matt. Linda might be fantasizing.
They text each other quite a bit.
You have a brother? Yes, you do have a brother, Mike
yes.
Carter.
Got a couple, 3 of them.
You think
Wow, really?
You think your wife
they
has
single?
ever thought about your brother?
I'm not.
I don't know. I doubt the one. I'm certain she has not. The other 2 potentially.
Which one?
I'm not going to say. I'll let them guess in
Right.
case they hear.
Number 6 on the list of the survey, women asked, who they fantasize about cheating with. A woman in her life, somebody she knows, somebody so.
See, I'm not the only one.
Like, I'm trying to think. My girlfriend has talked about somebody that we know. I think it's somebody she works with. Or was it somebody? It was somebody else. Well, that she might be willing to,
I wonder if it's fantasized or like daydream. These sound like daydreams. But it's called fantasize.
What's the difference?
Well, it says, according to AshleyMadison.com, because they do, these affair, they have a website, you go there and you have an affair. Well, they ask you, I guess, in your profile, what do you fantasize about? So they pulled 4,000 of their profiles on women, and this is what women fantasize about cheating with. Number 5, their ex, boyfriend, or husband. Like Linda would be fantasizing about her ex-boyfriend.
Marshall Falk.
She did have a little thing with Marshall Falk. It's very painful.
He was.
Are you going to cry?
What's painful?
I think I know where.
I can't
Why
tell
are
you.
you so upset?
I can't tell you why it was painful, but it's painful also to Eric. It was painful to Linda and Eric.
Not to me. I don't.
You
know
don't like,
I have
you
no
get
idea
all
what-
bent out of shape
I
when
have
the name
no idea
Marshall
He's in
Falk comes
denial.
up.
Yeah.
No,
Say
Marshall. Was,
Marshall Falk, and Eric gets upset.
no, Marshall was one of my favorite running backs in
Corny.
St. Louis. He was a great running back.
He was running back to Linda.
Watch your mouth.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. Or she's running back to him. But I don't know. I mean, it sounds like you guys are on lockdown now.
Now, why would she drop somebody like Marshall Falk, knocking down millions?
Yeah.
For Eric Johnson.
Money does not equate love, my friend.
Really?
Do I need to take you
It
in and
helps,
teach
I
you
guess.
some- It helps.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't hurt. Maybe it does hurt.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. So let me get it straight. You're telling me, first off, Racy said that when she was talking about if Eric Johnson's girlfriends or whatever cheated, they would be the bad one, not him, right?
Did
Yes.
you say that,
It was
Stacey?
what?
That the girl would be the bad one for cheating, not him.
Right.
Not Eric.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And you're telling me that this website breaks up marriages.
Yes, it does.
What
No,
drives
no,
you
no,
to
no,
the
no.
website, though?
It doesn't break up
what if Eric-
marriages.
what if Eric was an ass? I'm sorry. What if Eric was a butthole and a jerk, and that's what drove him?
Yeah.
So you're going to blame her? And you're
Well-
going to blame a website, which is basically Facebook.
I don't think there's any excuse for having an affair. All this BS. Now, I'm not saying that if you are cheated on that you shouldn't take some responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And try to make some changes if changes need be made. But I still don't think it's an excuse to say, well, he wasn't talking to me. He's working too much. So I had to go get the neighbor and put his in me.
Literally, that's your, it's, you don't want to spend half the time with your kids, or you don't want to give up your kids, but so you just live and exist. I mean, how can you say there's no excuse for it?
Because I just did.
Have you ever been put there?
Yes, I've had many opportunities to cheat on my wife when I was married for 20 years, but I made the choice
To keep 'em
not
secret.
to.
Right.
To keep them secret, you bastard. How could you? Now even the lawyer's turning on me. My own lawyer's turning on me. Mike Carter, 895-4040.
Well, you got a lawyer in there, right?
No, we're not married anymore. But
No, you got a lawyer in there, right?
yes, we do. Mike Carter.
So, I mean, has he ever dealt with divorces?
I've hung around divorce attorneys, but no, I purposely avoid them.
But I'm just saying. I mean, you guys are so your stance, DC, is that there's no excuse whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think there's an excuse to cheat on your spouse.
No.
If you're married, you make the decision to get married. I don't think there's anything where you can come back and say, well, it was your fault.
What about if you're like paraplegic and you lose like all your feelings from neck down and you're
Oh, God.
That's
and
still not.
Well, wouldn't you want your
That's
partner
not-
to be satisfied?
That's not
I
why
wouldn't
people
be cheating.
cheat.
then.
I'm just giving it a scenario.
That
Would
is,
that be
that is
okay?
a morbid ass scenario.
Well, you know
I
what?
think-
Oh, I've seen that happen. I lived in a small town growing up, and the lady that owned the hair salon, her husband was a paraplegic, and she cheated on him, and a lot of people were very upset and kind of shunned
Well,
her.
what is she
Well, no.
supposed to do?
The paraplegic like would be okay with it though, wouldn't you think?
So the
wasn't
paraplegic
okay with
says,
it.
That
you
would
know
be
what,
okay
it's,
cheating?
it's cool, just go ahead. And
yeah,
wasn't
be
okay.
satisfied. We're
Yeah.
a happy marriage. However, I can't please you like this. Get that
Happy
done. Come
wife,
on back.
happy life.
He
kind of
wasn't
thing.
okay with it.
He wasn't?
No.
Well, then there's a problem.
The guy wasn't okay with it.
Then there's a problem.
But I don't understand our caller's point in that is our caller saying there is a legit excuse to have an affair? I think
Yes,
that's
he
what
was-
they were saying.
He was saying that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, coming in at number 4, she wants to sleep with one of your friends.
That's the big one. I thought
That
that'd be
occurs.
number 1.
Number 3, she wants to sleep with that young, hot, shirtless neighbor that's always out there cutting his grass.
That'd be my
Right.
brother. That'd be my brother. So,
Number 2, she
He's a
wants to
jerk.
sleep with her boss.
she wants to sleep with her boss.
Stacy, do you ever fantasize about your boss?
I could see her and Chris Knight hooking up.
He's not my boss.
He's not technically, but I'm wondering, have you ever fantasized about the boss?
Not this job.
Have you ever slept with a boss?
No.
Well, good for you. And number 1, the guy, the majority of women fantasize about cheating with is her fitness instructor or yoga teacher.
I used to work at my very first job was at Pantera's Pizza. This place called Pantera's.
I know it well.
In Cave Springs.
Oh, O'Fallon.
The one I
Yeah.
no, the one I was it was in Bridgeton.
Oh, Bridgeton. Well, they got one in O'Fallon right off K.
Right. But I wasn't raised from this area. So,
You're right. Bridgeton was so far away from here.
I did. I hook up
It
with
is.
my boss then. He was the nighttime manager at Pantera's.
Did you do it in Pantera's?
We didn't do it. We just kind of like messed around.
In Pantera's?
But you did hook up with it.
Yeah.
Well, I just said, have
Well,
you ever?
I was thinking about
hooked
my
up?
adult life, and this is
This is
I was
when
a
you were
teenager.
young.
Right.
Did you get a promotion, a raise, any benefit from
Oh,
it?
he got a raise. Go ahead. What?
He was like 30, and I must have been like
he was
16,
old.
17.
Then. He was like really old.
For a 15 or 16-year-old?
You were 15?
16? No, I haven't worked before I drive. So it was probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
Okay, your calls coming up next for Mike Carter. He's our official lawyer at the Hangover Morning Show. You can reach him, if you want to just after the show talk more about your situation at 314-895-4040. Or you can get through today on our text line or phone line and ask your question and get some free legal advice from who we think is the best in the area, Mike Carter. 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915, or text us at 805-76-VIPER, 805-768-4737. Your call's coming up in just a moment. But what I wanted to know is, Mike, are you ready for the debut of the newest little Did You Blow jingle that we've put together?
This is huge, Mike.
Yeah, I braced for him. I was warned about it, right?
No,
Yeah, I'm ready to hear it.
wait.
Listen, don't
This
get
is
too
not.
excited.
When is it happening?
This right
Like
here.
right now?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
Don't get too excited.
Here's the deal.
No, I
This is the rough mix. So this is.
Yes, and it's rough.
Right. So this is what this is. And this is what our whole Viper community gets to participate in. This is like version 1. We're not even close to done with this thing.
I like that raw. I actually have implemented some use of that one you did live on the air the other day.
Oh, please.
Mike.
They did spur the moment.
Right, and I liked
I
it.
will say this, though. We did our own
Let us
music.
know when you're going to do that because we won't let it suck.
I wasn't here for that Federer one.
Well,
I don't think it's possible for us to. You said let us know and it won't suck. Is that even possible for us to do?
I think we can.
Did you
We
hear
can.
it?
We can ramp it
My
up a
God.
little bit more than that.
But the music was made by us. The lyrics were made by us. The singing was made by us. So it's a creation that no one else
It was
come up with.
Yeah, it was made out of love.
Where did you? Oh, okay.
We
Where
did
did
it in
you do
Eric's
it?
basement.
We did it
He's got a
right
studio
here.
down there.
Did it over at Eric's basement. He's got a little
No.
studio
Oh, that's yeah.
at his place.
Right.
Well, we're working on it. We have ideas. We're an idea factory around here, Mike. And this was our idea. So
This comes from the Hangover Idea Factory.
I like it. That's the name of it.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. The world premiere. Feeling a little bit buzzed after having only 2 beers. I'm weaving all around the road trying to stay between the lines. I'm seeing red and blue flashing lights in my rearview mirror.
Was the road yet?
Oh, it seems that I'm gonna lose my license for sure this time. My wife's gonna kill me.
Only 1 year's in my thing.
Where did you blow when the officer asked you to? Did you know that you can politely refuse? Or did you go to our site and read the FAQs?
Whatever, dude.
Did you blow
ear on my thing working, but
We're just getting started. We're not completely done
that
with
that's
it.
a high quality production. Now, who's
no.
singing?
Wasn't it? I don't know, but that guy sounds just like Eddie Vedder.
Or DC, one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to sing a song. I mean,
Yes.
I've heard you do it on the radio and stuff, but it's hard to stay on. You know,
Yes.
if you don't have the headphones on for the old song you were listening
It
to.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It's amazing what that auto tune will do.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Chris Knight on vocals, and let me just let you hear how good Eric Johnson is. This is the raw track, and then Eric fixed it. You did amazing work.
Right.
And
Amazing
it's
work.
hard to be able to understand you still. That's good.
314-895-4040. We're not done yet.
No,
Still got some things to
yeah,
it.
we didn't even want to unveil it today. We felt like it was like, we hadn't painted it yet.
I
we
wanted
didn't put
Mikey
the
C to get a little taste.
The concept is good.
little taste.
a little taste.
of it.
Politely
Politely
refused. Did you say FAQ at one point?
Yeah, the
Yes.
FAQs on your website.
Right.
Because it's the most informative website out there when it comes to traffic law or DWI. DidYouBlow.com.
I like the politely refuse.
Right, because you can. Can you not?
Yeah, you definitely can. I mean, they can then ask for a warrant if they want to and come get some blood if a judge will approve it. But yeah,
Wow.
you can.
And the key is politely.
Right.
I'm going to politely refuse a
It's like
breathalyzer.
the other day, we were at Great Location, New Year's Eve, and there was a drunk guy, and the Wentzville police showed up, and they tried so hard.
Right.
It was so nice to the guy. They're like, look, the guy even said, I'll drive you home. I'll help you out here.
Right,
Drive
right.
you home. And the drunk guy just insisted on being a dumbass and getting into, and he said one more time, dude, last time I'm going to offer. You just calm down. I'll take you home. And so Wentzville police had to lock him up, had to lock his ass up for that.
Yeah,
They
Barney
didn't let him get in the car, though, right?
What's that?
They didn't let him get in the car. They just took him in for disorderly or something.
Yeah, no, they took him in the car.
No,
They-
but he didn't get in a car behind the wheel with keys.
no,
He
they
got in the
arrested
car, but in the back seat of a
Yeah.
car.
We have a case right now where the cops watched the guy get in the car. They're a Quick Trip, and first of all, I don't think the guy had a lick of alcohol in any way, shape, or form. He comes in to buy something. He gets in a fight with the cashier. She won't sell him alcohol. There's 3 cops in there watching.
Oh, no.
They kindly escort him out. He doesn't pay for his food. I say, why didn't you arrest him for stealing? They say, well, I don't know, blah, blah. He goes across the street to Huck's. He comes back across with a tall boy, Bud Light, not open, gets in his car. They watch him leave in his car.
Genius.
Then they pull him over about 2 blocks down the road for DWI because he won't cooperate or do anything. Because he says, what are you doing? I just left the place. And I was like, well, if you thought he was drunk at QT and coming across the street with a beer in his hand at Huck's, but you watched him get in the car to leave.
Exactly.
And this sounded like the Wentzville thing you're bringing up. They're like, well, then they let him drive off and pulled him off at the end of the driveway.
Oh, my.
Well, in this case,
God.
they were dealing with a really, really drunk guy. The one I saw, they were dealing with a really drunk guy, and they were trying to
He
be
barked
nice.
outside first.
They were trying to be cool to him.
Yeah.
But he
Well, he was
kept.
drunk, sounds like.
He was blasted.
Pickled.
But
Does
he
Great
kept-
Location serve alcohol?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only on weekdays and weekends.
Right.
Only in the speakeasy part downstairs.
But sometimes you can't be nice to people.
You try.
So your phone calls, what do you want to ask or text Mike Carter, our official attorney from Did You Blow and 45bucks.com at 314-895-4040. Hit us up via text at 805-76-VIPER or on our phone line at 636-695-2915.
The Hangover with Chris and DC.
Thanks to Taco Bell, millions of Americans are refusing to be held back by breakfast that take 2 hands to eat.
I need a free hand to repeatedly press the close elevator button on Steve.
I need a free hand because my temp job is mostly stapling.
I need a free hand to show those construction workers how much I appreciate the compliments.
I need a whole breakfast in one hand.
You need an AM Crunch Wrap. Steak and eggs, bacon and eggs, or sausage and gravy all wrapped up in a grilled tortilla with a hash brown inside. Only at Taco Bell. At participating locations.
Traffic law counselors. 45bucks.com 895-4040. Traffic law counselors. 45bucks.com 895-4040. $45 for a routine stop. Go to 45bucks.com. $45 for a routine stop. Just dial 895-4040. Traffic law counselors. $45.com. 895-4040.
Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hey, listen, I have my own business. Can you help me get my name out there? I'm on it. You can print my name on anything? On it. Your name on business cards, on pens, brochures, banners, t-shirts, signs. Go on. On hats, mugs, magnets, calendars, keychains, tote bags. On tote bags? Totes. Can I do it on budget? On it. I'm sold. Hey, are you ever not on? Only on my days off.
Make on budget happen, make getting noticed happen. Staples, make more happen. Get 20% off any copy and print order of $50 or more.
Offer valid in-store and online, ends 1/31/15. Excludes self-serve copying and faxing, computer rentals, and outsourced print services. Discount applied before taxes. May not be combined with any other offer.
Hometown Floors, with over 70 years of combined flooring installation experience. These three brothers have the knowledge to help you choose the right flooring materials to fit your lifestyle and your budget. Low overhead and non-commissioned sales lets them offer the highest quality flooring products at the lowest prices. Whether you're building a home, remodeling an existing home, or have rental properties, they have what you need to make your house a home. Even offering a lifetime installation warranty. You will find Hometown Flooring right off of Highway 94 at 3790 Harvester Road in St. Peters, or at hometownfloorsonline.com.
Get in shape in 2015 with a pass to Progress Park Recreation Center in Wentzville. This improved facility includes a weight and cardio area, full-length basketball court, and an elevated track. Wentzville residents can get a 3-month pass for only $49 or a 12-month pass for only $99. Want to try it out? Stop by Progress Park Recreation Center for a 1-week free trial. Some restrictions apply. Offers are for a limited time. So hurry and join us in 2015. Call 636-332-9236. That's 636-332-9236 for more info.
Old Friends Vintage Guitars is your guitar headquarters for the Westplex. They have a great selection of what you're looking for in guitars, amps, and accessories, a repair service, and a quality instruction program for guitar, bass, banjo, mandolin, piano, drums, ukulele, harmonica, and voice. Old Friends Vintage Guitars at 1 East Allen Street in Wentzville's Village Center. Call 636-887-2300 or online at guitarheadquarters.net and like them on Facebook. Old Friends Vintage Guitars.
Celebrate the new year with Family Dollar's great low prices. In fact, Family Dollar's having a sale right now. 6-roll packs of Sparkle paper towels are just $4.50. 2-liter Sprite, 7-Up, or Mountain Dew soft drinks are $1 each. Limit 4. Looking for a no-contract wireless phone? How about a TracFone LG 440 or a TracFone Samsung S150? Your choice for only $5. Come see for yourself how Family Dollar is doing even more to save you money.
Sale price is good through January.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Did you blow? Did you go out to drink? Little too much? Now you're in the clutch of a jail. It's cold. You don't want to be there. Did you blow? I don't know. 314-895-4040. That's the phone number. Call them now. And they don't just do DWI. Maybe you got a ticket. Tell them where to stick it. And call. Routine traffic stops start at $45. You heard that right. Routine traffic stops, $45. 314-895-4040. 895-4040.
So, it was your New Year's resolution to quit smoking last year and the year before.
I Quit Vapor Lounge.
Make 2015 the year you switch to vaping. I Quit Vapor Lounge in O'Fallon has starter kits for just $39.99. Hundreds of flavors to sample or customize your own.
I Quit Vapor Lounge.
Every Tuesday, juices are buy one, get one free. And check out the Elite iStick.
A new 30-watt battery. I Quit Vapor Lounge.
852 Bryan Road, O'Fallon.
KFNS FM, Troy, St. Charles, and the Westplex. This is the Hangover Morning Show. Powered by DWI.com and 45bucks.com.
45bucks.com. 895-4040.
Say you will, say you won't. Make up your mind tonight. Say you do, say you don't. Wanna be mine. Say you will, say you won't. Make up your mind this time. Say you will be mine tonight.
Memories of the past you left behind. I don't need your condescending words about me looking lonely. I don't need your arms to hold me, 'cause misery is waiting on me. I am not alone, not beaten down just yet. I am not afraid of the voices in my head. Down the darkest road, something follows me. I am not alone, 'cause misery loves my company. Misery loves my company. Leave me in the cold, you better run away. I'm gonna dig a hole and bury all the memories we've made. I don't need your condescending words about me looking lonely. I don't need your arms to hold me, 'cause misery is waiting on me. I am not alone, not beaten down just yet. I am not afraid of the voices in my head. Down the darkest road, something follows me. I am not alone, 'cause misery loves my company. Misery loves my company. Not beaten down just yet. I am not afraid of the voices in my head. Down the darkest road, something follows me. I am not alone, 'cause misery loves my company. Misery loves my company.
The Hangover Morning Show with Chris, DC, Eric, Racy Stacy, and Baba Boy. Powered by Digiplo.com and 45bucks.com. Now, the official attorney of
was
the Hangover
really
Morning
bizarre.
Show, Mike
That was
Carter, from Digiplo.com and 45bucks.com. Call him
I know you guys
24/7 at 314-895-4040.
Bother me about.
So he
What
wants
were we
to-
talking about that
he
was
wants,
bizarre?
He wants to take you on your Cowboys crap.
No, I'm just saying. You said a Wednesday ago. You said, "Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait till next Wednesday, Mike, when Romo has got
I
a
have
shrine built to him."
8:53 last Wednesday the 14th.
Right,
Today.
But I feel
That was the
bad.
game they had no chance of winning, right? That they
And they didn't
that they
win it.
won.
And they-
That was the game
right.
that had no chance.
That one,
right.
yeah.
And it
Winning.
looks like
There was another game after that, though. Something I can't remember what happened.
And you text me about I don't know. This has been the worst playoffs when it comes to officiating.
It's like the replacement referees. Remember?
Yeah, because they had that weirdness going on in the Ravens Patriots
The
game.
eligible receiver debacle. Yeah.
3 linemen. Tom Brady is coming out as the offensive lineman.
completely legal. Completely
They
legal.
said the rules do allow it, I think, which is cool
Well,
if he did it, but I don't know they're going to review it.
One thing I heard, yes, the rules allow it. However, there is a provision in there that I heard last night. There's something they have to do when it comes to ineligible receivers and eligible receivers.
Yeah, the
in terms of
official
the
has-
time.
No,
I don't know.
no, no,
I don't know.
The
I
referee
watched-
has to let the
I
other
watched
team know. I know
Dean
that.
Blandino yesterday, he's the head of officiating, explain that yes, they have to do the reporting thing, but they also, there is a thing in there that a team has to be given a certain amount of time to respond, and they feel like there's a possibility that was violated on Saturday.
One of the guys on satellite radio, I'm sure I misunderstood him because there's no way it's going to happen.
What are
said
you
they
doing
might have-
listening to satellite radio,
Well, I was,
mister?
I was trying to catch some NFL stuff, but at
You're
an
cheating
off
on
time.
us.
And he said that there was the way I heard it, that there was a chance they would have to go back and play the game from the rest of the third quarter or something like that. It's got to be complete
It is
ludicrousness.
It's stupid.
Right, the guy did.
I wish they would.
He alluded to that.
Because then the Cowboys would have to play 2 games. They'd have to do the Detroit game all over, and they'd have to do...
No, this was about the Ravens and the Patriots.
Yeah,
right. And there's such a difference. I know you like to compare that, but there's such a difference
there's
in
not.
making a play and a penalty.
No.
There's such a
because
vast
when you
difference.
have to go, listen,
Vast
DC,
difference.
listen to me. When you have to go frame by frame on an instant replay to see if it's a penalty or not, right? That's exactly the same thing in the Detroit game and it was in the Green Bay game.
But replay didn't have anything to do with the Detroit call.
Sure it did. They went back to the replay in the Detroit game and everybody was like, that's pass interference.
It's not reviewable. You're talking about such a difference. One's a penalty where a play wasn't made.
It's
it was
really
an incomplete.
not different.
It was just a guy throwing the ball and hit him in the back. There's a huge difference. The other was someone actually going up, making an effort, making a play. And then
I can tell you, Howie Long, I think is one of the better.
Yes.
Is wise guy. He looked offended, mad, miffed. I mean, I've never seen him see. It looked like he was on the Raiders field while he was learning about this problem with Romo's pass.
It's ridiculous. Everybody that saw it said that's a catch. 99 people out of 100 in a bar said that's a catch.
I said it's a catch.
Well, that's probably a bad audience.
yeah.
About 99 out of 100 drunk people thought that was a catch.
I'm just talking about the average fan. If you just take the average fan that's really not into either team, they're just watching a playoff game, 99 out of 100 are going to say that's a catch. It's so obvious. And it's so obvious the NFL yesterday did what we thought they'd do. They came out and announced, sorry, it should have been ruled a catch. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's a fact.
Oh, yeah. National Football League yesterday admitted that the lunge for the end zone should have been considered a football move.
Because I thought it was analogous to where, you know how where Green Bay caught the one against his helmet that one time when Favre was throwing it. You're bobbling through the end zone nearly 80% of the time. You're trying to drag a foot. With the ground, potentially, after you've maintained control for some nanosecond, it should, I don't know.
I thought you were referring to earlier in the game, Green Bay got a call that went in their favor for a very similar situation. That Randall Cobb had caught a pass, but it had been on the ground. And they ruled it a catch. And, I think it was very obvious.
Yeah, that was just like a first down or something.
Skip
but Favre
Bayless
threw to somebody on a Monday night game one time, and he ends up catching it with his helmet in his hand. And
they had that Eli Manning did that in the Super Bowl,
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's true.
But Skip Bayless, I thought, made a great point from ESPN yesterday when he said it was so obvious that the head of officiating, because of the Detroit fiasco, said, we're not anything close. It's got to go to Green Bay. Any close calls have to go to Green Bay. I can't have that controversy again. Which sucks because the players didn't have anything to do with that.
That is such a controversy.
But there would have been plenty of time to come back and strike again because they had 2 or 3 timeouts on the opposite side of the ball, right?
Wait, on which game?
Green Bay. I'm thinking Green Bay and Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
still.
But how exciting would that have been if it would have been a 1-point game?
Legitimate loss then.
Aaron Rodgers with 2 minutes left. I mean, that would have been a hell of a finish.
I am so on your side. It was a catch. It was a touchdown, maybe. But the game before that, it was pass interference. You don't even get into the playoffs, in my opinion.
I think it was defensive holding. I don't think it was pass interference because, again, every replay I've seen, he doesn't touch him. And the Detroit player face masks the Cowboys player.
Do you think that
should have been called too?
Do you think that any Detroit fan would be on your side?
That was a close game, huh?
What, that it was defensive holding and not pass interference?
It was not pass interference.
I think so. I think there have been I've seen a lot of reasonable comments online from Detroit fans saying, I don't think it was PI, but it was probably defensive holding. Now, that would have been 5 yards and a first down, but I don't think that would have ended the game for either side. It was a field goal game.
It's all a futile. This is all futile discussion because the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, what I wonder if they came out
like
and
ridiculous
said,
discussion.
If DC's right and the NFL came out and said that was a catch, it was a touchdown or whatever on the Cowboy game, and if it was determined that Belichick's move eligible thing was illegal, So let's say they messed up the score. Let's say somehow it came because they mess up the clock and things.
And they did that too.
So let's say that at the end of a game, it looks like the Cowboys won. They're like, oh my God, we added wrong. It's actually 4 points different. Would they just leave it the same?
No.
So, I mean, why do they get to leave these things the same?
They would leave it. I've never seen them say, well, we're going to, like they should. They should say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
Have you guys suit up, fly back into the Green Bay.
And we're going to replay the end of the game.
Yeah. They do it in baseball when they don't get enough innings in and stuff. I know that.
The ratings would be massive for something like that. They'd be massive.
massive.
I would submit that if they had the score wrong and it changed it, well, first of all, they might just say we had the score wrong. The winner's different.
Right.
But I bet you'd have to go back and play from a certain point.
I am
or
so
something.
sick of this replay stuff. There needs to be a human element in officiating in the game.
Yes.
Don Dinkinger.
Man, and that's what I hate about baseball. If they start, and they start doing the replay in baseball, man, that's what made this game great, is 100 years of just an umpire and a bunch of guys playing baseball.
Exactly.
I
It's
think
not
it's
a
been
high-tech
good
game.
I think it's been good on the opposite side that it shows how often the human eye and the referees and our umpires get it right.
Well, yeah,
so often,
because
you know what I mean?
You know what? From the human eye point of view, that official that was standing 2 feet away from the catch on Sunday ruled it a catch. His eyes told him that's a catch. Yeah. Well, that's exactly the way I'm with you, Eric. I really don't like what replay has done to the game.
Right.
Because I think more times than not, and that's the other thing that some of the guys from ESPN were saying yesterday. You know, if the official ruled it a catch, really the indisputable evidence they're supposed to be looking for is it wasn't there. Even at the replay, it should have been ruled because there wasn't enough evidence to definitely say.
Yeah.
Got to be something definite, and there wasn't enough evidence to do
the
that.
one beauty of replay, I think the best aspect of it is like this coming weekend, there's a game on Saturday and a game on Sunday, right?
No, just Sunday.
Just
Sunday.
2 Sunday games.
Yeah.
And I get kind of depressed sometimes that, you used to be able to, you could turn on football almost all day. On Sunday, you got starts at noon, 3, and then 7.
And then a nighttime game.
Right, but the replays, when you got one game in a day or 2 only, it extends the whole game by 20 minutes.
Right.
Or 30. And
Right.
that is an exciting time when those reviews are coming back. And I think it's good for probably advertising too, but it gives you a little bit more exposure and time to watch the game.
But I think maybe they ought to look at taking it out of the fourth quarter or something. Right now they do the last 2 minutes. You can't do a replay, but there needs to be something done there. I think. I don't know. Hello. Good morning. It's
Hey, good morning, everybody. I don't think you can take replay out in 2015. The reason why they put it back in several years ago is because everybody, at one time, 80 years ago, 70 years ago, 60 years ago, 50, 20, 30 years ago, nobody had HD TV, big screens, 80-inch screens with replay and DVRs and TiVos and all that stuff. And you imagine if you did not have replays now, you would have total chaos, okay, like you've never seen before. So there's a pro and con to each side. The problem is that they are only human, and when they're on the field and they make a bad call, they don't have the benefit immediately of going to the replay screen. I totally agree with DC. I think that was a legitimate catch. It was, and the Cowboys got screwed, and you can say Detroit got screwed. So maybe that cancels out.
Right.
But you have to have replay now. The cons to the other side, if you took it away right now, everybody is in a review booth with their 80-inch screen and the replay. It ain't going to work.
My problem with it is, people say, well, it evens out, but you can't, those players didn't have anything to do with that. They didn't make the Detroit call and they didn't make the Green Bay call.
Yeah.
So you're punishing people that make a great effort and work all this to get that far.
Yeah.
And then they're the ones that get politically, just because of the political.
Now you're saying it's political.
Yeah, had that Detroit thing, Skip Bayless is absolutely right. Had that Detroit thing not happened, that would have been ruled a catch.
You may be right about that because there is political pressure within the NFL.
Of course.
There's no question about it.
You think that head of officiating was going to have the media all week saying, "Oh, you called a second one for Dallas"?
Right,
Well, you're really. He wasn't going to do that. He said anything close. Give it to Green Bay.
They would have won it anyway.
And they might have, because it would have been, again, Aaron Rodgers with a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
But you took one of the most exciting things out of football away.
Yep.
The 2-minute drive.
Yeah.
Down by a point.
Yeah, and the week
We didn't get
before
to see
this past game between the Cowboys and Green Bay, all you saw after the Detroit game was here are the Dallas Cowboys, good luck, and it was a bunch of refs on the field holding the football, and then the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. So you had all that big up play for a whole week about the refs. There might have been some political structure there, but my feeling is you can't do it anymore with just the human eye. I mean, there's too many people, too many refs out there in every single household in America and the world.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're probably right. I just wish there was some way to manage it a little better than they did this past Sunday.
How's college doing? They got some aspect of it now?
I think so. I think there's...
DC, I love your idea of like baseball. Come back and do a quarter. Come back and do a quarter. It's massive
Hey,
TV
whose
ratings.
idea was
They
this?
do it in baseball. You gotta go back and do a damn quarter. And you don't even have to have fans in the stands. Just come in, do it, televise it. They'll make a mint. Everybody makes a mint, and the people are happy.
Hell, they could even do it pay-per-view, and it would be huge.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Teams would be miffed.
Imagine the Cowboys. The Cowboys, honestly, in my opinion, they got ripped off. I know you can argue both sides. Look, maybe Detroit got ripped off the week before, but this is postseason. How many teams out there, have not even won a Super Bowl? I mean, it's a couple. Right. You don't win a Super Bowl. You don't even get into the Super Bowl that often, or even to the NFC or AFC championship games.
Yes.
This is just almost cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, it's too big of a deal. You have anything, sir, before we let you run? Any questions, any legal issues for Mike Carter, our official hangover attorney?
No, I'm going to let everybody go. Have a great one, and may the best team win without any controversy this weekend.
You know what? Here's what'll get it, though. Tell you what, if Super Bowl Sunday there is another controversial call, oh my God, that would mark the fourth major thing in this playoff series. You watch. I hope it does.
What are they going to do?
I think if that game is decided by some sort of controversial official thing, it's going to be mayhem.
Yeah, but
we may have rioting like we had in Ferguson.
right here in this studio.
Right here.
In the studio.
Mike Carter and DidYouBlow45bucks.com. You can reach him at 314-895-4040. That's 314-895-4040. They are the best, in our opinion. That's why they're our official attorney. Good morning. It's the Viper. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, you got a question for Mike Carter, I'm told.
Yeah, I do. I got a question for him. I'm not sure what to do here. I got some problems with an ex. I got divorced about a year and a half ago, and my girlfriend and I moved into a house. Well, I got some things.
Is this an ex-wife, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Is this an ex-wife?
Yeah, ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah, and the problem I got is I think she's been in our house. The comments she's made on Facebook and text and that, and some things that's going on around the house, I think she's been in our house, and I'm not sure what to do.
Man. So she's kind of like harassing you guys?
Change the lock.
Yeah, she's harassing us a lot, and I think she's been in our house, and I don't know how she got in, but there's some things just moved around.
Yeah. Well,
she's made.
And Stacy had said to me that I guess also your ex-wife has been calling your new girlfriend, not texting so you've got proof, but calling her and saying threatening, ugly things, harassing.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you doing? Can you do anything about that if you feel like the ex is kind of stalking you and your new girlfriend, Mike?
I mean, your best thing, I've had a neighbor or two ask me about, these kind of things happen all the time for some reason. And if you get some security cameras, nowadays you can get a good setup for $400. They got, 17 hours or even 4 days of record time.
At Best Buy.
Yep. And you see if you can catch them in the act, and then you've got it. That goes along. I've seen it in court where we think we're going to have a day-long trial about a restraining order or something. They bring the video out, and 12 minutes in, the judge is like, hey, we got to talk about this. You're in a bad position.
Enough's enough.
If you can get something like that, as opposed to kind of guessing and deducing, like you're saying through some Facebook posts, then you're going to be on solid footing.
Phone. She's calling, I guess.
I thought he said it one time. He saw some things she said on Facebook.
Oh, about maybe breaking into the house.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have any proof other than just some comments she's made that kind of allude to that.
Yeah, because she could get. Does she have a key to the house?
No, she don't have a key to the house.
Yeah, because under Missouri law, I don't want to get too dang dramatic, but you could do some pretty bad things to her if you caught her in the house uninvited. She's in the danger zone there, so I would dissuade it as much as I could.
Yeah, it's got my girlfriend all freaked out. She's all upset. It's upsetting me too, but I'm just.
Can't you file for a restraining order as well, based on these things?
You'd have to prove them in front of a judge eventually. You might get the original temporary restraining order, then you have to go to court eventually and show that it occurred or didn't occur, and it's probably not going to happen.
You can't show the phone bill where she's calling and harassing, like calling over and over again?
Harassment each judge, I think, to some extent, has a different view on what it is that rises to the level of harassment. If it's their phone calls, right? A little bit of threatening, a little bit of too many of them. It's a sliding scale, I think, and it'd be hard to say on the radio exactly what's going to reach that threshold. But it's got to have some threatening stuff in it, I think, more so than just pestering.
So what if and I know this has been asked to you a million times. You're the husband and you leave, but you have to go back to the house and get clothes. Can you do that? Or
you'd be best to bring the authorities. It's kind of like sometimes when you get even though you get an eviction of a tenant, when you go there to take possession on the day the court awarded it to you, you need to get some officers there with you. And so if you're going to go to a house, you want to have a third party and not a friend. You want an officer, if they'll accompany you there, to go in and get whatever it is that you need. You need another set of eyes.
It's interesting from the 314. Somebody texted, they had a case that involved a computer, a laptop that was sent to their home. But they had just moved in, so it wasn't for them. It was for the previous owner of the house.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess they kept the laptop.
Oh.
And, well, yeah, as you might expect, authorities eventually came knocking. Well, long story short, they had the court case, and this texter hired a lawyer who didn't even show up for court. Okay?
Was he the accused, the one who kept the laptop?
Yeah, the guy that's texting us got a laptop sent to his house. It wasn't really his.
Kept it.
Kept it
with phones pretty often.
Then he realized that's probably not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Charles County Police showed up at his house.
Oh, okay.
Arrested him. He hired a lawyer. He said he paid down payment of around $1,000 for this attorney, and the attorney didn't even show up.
Wow. I wonder who the attorney was. It'd be nice if he'd text us that.
Yeah, you can text us that if you... we won't say it on the radio.
Why not?
Maybe
Until
we will.
We get the text.
Maybe we won't. I don't want to get sued. If we get sued, will you defend us, Mike Carter?
If it's about that point specifically, yes.
Oh, there are other things you won't defend.
Well, I just want to answer the question as presented.
Maybe that. Not all the time, though. Not like a blanket statement. I'll defend you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, if you go and beat my wife down or something, it's going to be tough.
And so the texter says, I have a genuine question. This guy still wanted more money after screwing me like that. Do you, as a lawyer, really give a damn about your clients, or is it just dollar signs?
You know, and that's a great question, and it's a very self-serving answer, but I was just talking to Eric Johnson about this before we came back on.
Well, that's always self-serving.
They say there's a statement in the law schools that they teach is that, someone who represents themselves, him or herself, has a fool for a client. And that means you're too close and emotionally involved with your own case. You should hire outside counsel whenever possible. And I think a great example is when you buy a house. Realtors serve a very good function, and that is you keep the emotions out of a seller being in love with their refrigerator and stuff when you just think it's a piece of equipment. And the intermediary really helps to diminish that. But I think I actually have an issue when I represent people sometimes. I'm glad I have other attorneys in my office to keep me grounded, where I become so involved and want to win, and I want the person's life to be unaffected and unencumbered going forward with whatever hiccup they've had in life, that the short answer is I get very involved, and I think I care too much sometimes. I've even had other attorneys say, Mike, you're not the one who did the crime. And I'm like, that's the point. They didn't do a crime, and... so that's the long-winded answer to, I'm pretty involved. Maybe I'm still young enough to give a crap or something. I don't know.
But you really do give a damn about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a lawyer who didn't take that advice and actually represented himself on a pretty major case? Because I'm sure you could go into a traffic court and say, look,
well, people are cost sensitive. I mean, money's the driver of a lot of things, and you can't blame somebody for trying to get something taken care of. I've been able to follow that advice. Anytime I've ever had an issue, I get somebody else. If it's a real estate issue with a tenant, I got a couple properties, I get another attorney to do it, because it's just, I think it's great advice to not represent yourself.
There you go. Renee is next up from Mike Carter at didyoublow.com and $45bucks.com, 314-895-4040. Hello, Renee.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, go ahead.
Well, I'm Catholic right off the bat. I go to church every Sunday. And I work in an office, and I have a whole bunch of religious memorabilia and all that in my cubicle. Well, my boss has now told me that I have to take it down. It's offending the other coworkers.
Come on.
So can he make me take this down, or what should I do?
What kind of job do you have? Do you work for the government or any extension of it?
No, I do not. I'm just a receptionist in an office.
Right.
Well, don't say just a receptionist.
What kind of industry? Can you say that?
I work for a lawyer.
Oh. Well,
but I'm not going to say which one.
When you're working for the government.
It's funny that she's calling us.
Right.
She can ask her own boss, but she's calling us.
When
that
you work
tells
for the government,
you how good Mike is.
They're a lot more restricted, and your rights and your Bill of Rights, all those things come in to help you in your position. You would be able to put up a bit more of a fit. In the private sector, I hate to say that Bill Clinton-esque word, but in the private sector, they should be able to limit, what it is that you display. They should not be able to ask you when you interview for a job, what religion are you, and will you convert to Judaism or anything like that. But I think they could prevent you from displaying a lot of religious things at your desk. I think they could
can
do that. Now, if you would then submit to them that you have to pray 3 days a week, or you have to have these religious icons at your desk as a part of your religious beliefs, they're like things you must do, that would probably change the dynamic somewhat.
Wait, there's more. Let me ask you this. A few years ago, that they had that big Muslim Islamic thing.
That's what I was going to ask.
Now, that is very vital to them.
Muslim.
Where they got to pray 5 times a day or something?
Right. Oh, yeah, and they have to be able to wash their feet and stuff like that. We have to have foot baths.
Thank God.
And massages and all kinds of crap.
Wash that stuff.
Is that okay? I mean,
there's a balancing test. It's a strict scrutiny by the Supreme Court, I would guess. It's a strict scrutiny test which says, to the extent that the person's religion is violated, to the extent that the employer can't conduct business, and they would find somewhere in between, closer to the religious complainant side, I think. But if it was overly intrusive, I think they might have a battle on their hands.
That's very interesting. I thought you were going to say that they really can't make her do that, but you learned something new.
That's my opinion. I wouldn't necessarily take it to. I'm pretty grounded. I think it's probably right.
But so funny that she works for a lawyer and she called us.
Here's what I think is
Couldn't
amazing.
she just ask her lawyer, the guy she works for?
He or she evidently thinks they can tell her to take it down.
If I own a business, if I put my blood, sweat, and tears into a business, I own it. I should be able to tell any employee that works for me what they can and cannot do. Period.
Like if she worked for the state or the government, I think she would be in a good situation. I don't think they could tell her.
Okay, all you ladies working here, you cannot wear clothing to the office any longer.
If you have a problem with it, you don't work there, right?
Okay,
right?
I don't think you can get away with
a balancing test there, too.
And that's why they got
I don't think the government should ever come in and tell me what I can do at my place of business.
What if you're making people do something disgusting?
Then you quit. Hello.
No, you shouldn't. No, I don't think you should be allowed.
We are a right to work state.
Well, then work somewhere else.
I don't think you should be allowed to just do
No, we're an
anything.
employment at will state. We're not a right to work state.
No, we are.
At will.
No, we are.
Not right to work. Employment at will.
Wait a minute.
You can be let go at any time for any reason. Right to work is a completely different.
Right to work is the union kind of stuff.
Right.
Sorry.
But still, I don't think
I did get an email from the boss that says all employees of the Viper are not allowed to date a listener.
That's unenforceable.
They can't tell me. Yeah, but they can't tell me who I can and can't date.
They can't tell you.
Yes, they can.
A listener is a massive pool of people. There is no chance that's enforceable. Go ahead and start dating.
Okay.
To the phones. Hello, it's the Viper. You're on with Mike Carter, 314-895-4040. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike. Hey, this is Chad from Model Solutions. I'm being sued from my landlord, and I'm okay with that because we lived in the house for 4 years. And
this is residential, then.
Do what?
This is a residential situation.
Yeah, but here's where the catcher is. I owed him the rest of the rent for the days that we stayed past the first month. But then he charged me he put school tiles in all of his homes. And anybody who knows who I'm talking about in Lincoln County, I have no qualms calling him out.
School tile?
Yeah, Matt Hall. He put school tiles in in his all of his homes. So it takes that type of equipment to strip and wax and everything else. And it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. He's charged us $400 to strip and wax the floors. Charges $250 to clean the house, which I got a receipt from somebody from a company that I actually paid to clean the house. And it's just these prices are outrageous. Like, and so that's where my argument. I know what I owe him. You know, I owe him $700 some odd dollars. I owe him for the door that my son broke. I owe him but he's just jacked it up. Now he says I owe him $1,300 on top of taking my deposit of $1,000. So
well, how do you expect the landlord to make any money if he doesn't rape you when you leave?
Right.
Right. Exactly. There, you know, in the court, when we talk about the landlord-tenant disputes, of which I've handled a lot of them, there's two sides of the story, and I can go into a lot more detail because I've got some other opinions about what you said, the workmanship and the cleaning. There's often very wide gaps between what a landlord thinks is clean and what the tenant thinks is clean, and the judge makes that decision. And I'd say they lean toward the landlord typically as far as their contractors and stuff that they routinely use, and if they come up on the stand and testify. So you've got that, but not 100, you know, it's maybe a 6% lean toward the landlord if they've got a list. If you both show up, you know, with contractors and receipts and list of what it is that you could have or did spend, you're usually going to get a split the baby, right? I spent $250 to clean. They said it's $100. Okay, I'll give you $175 or something. So that's kind of what you're up against, and that's what I see most often happen. Whoever has the most documentation, the most people to talk about the documentation, is going to prevail in court.
There you have it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Just want to mention, because we're adding them left and right, new ones every day. Chad there on the phone with his question for Mike works over at Auto Solutions, I think at the Troy location, and they are now an official Hangover Morning Show partner, helping to power this.
Good, because
show.
My Mercedes almost didn't start last night. So
Your what?
My Mercedes did.
Whatever, high-end.
That's good.
It was
Brian.
16 degrees, I think, did not want to turn over.
Thank you, Bedazzler.
I might be all the way out there.
Bedazzler bitching about his Mercedes.
He's got his license plate frame bedazzled with a bunch of jewels.
I'll bet he does.
It's
Weird.
not
Very weird.
You're familiar with the website Justia.com? You ever heard of that?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Is that a pretty good legal website?
I mean, they just bring together a lot of amalgamated. They bring together a lot of other sources.
Hey, that's our word of the day.
Yeah.
You got to know your audience, man. No one knows amalgamate.
They bring together a lot of. They cheat. They steal from a lot of other.
There you go.
sources.
That's better.
Let's all say it together. Amalgamated.
I've never heard that word in my life.
I'm
One
sorry,
more time.
dude. I'm sorry.
You would never hear that on Sesame Street.
The
Okay.
hangover word of the day.
I do need to stop that. I'm very sorry.
The hangover word of the day.
Amalgamated.
Right.
Amalgamated.
What the hell did you say, Stacey?
That's something
Say it one more time.
Coagulate. Amalgamated.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
what I said.
can't hardly say it anymore now that we've drawn so much attention to it.
Amalgamated.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right, which means
Nicely
we kind
done.
of mishmash a bunch of things together, you know, from independent.
Last call for Mike Carter, 895-4040. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
First of all, I'd like to say it was real good, nice meeting you last night, DC, and
Well.
seeing Eric again.
You're too kind. We had a good time.
A question for Mike. I was wondering if he's ever heard about the thing with the DWI checkpoints, where you put your driver's license and your insurance and some kind of letter in a Ziploc bag and hang it outside your window.
And we just talked about this last week.
Well, obviously you didn't hear it, so let's hear it again.
You've heard about it.
So, I mean, I do. One of my suggestions sometimes, or at least I've deliberated about it, is that to the extent that you can interact with an officer politely, but yet reveal little to nothing, that's your best bet. So I like the idea. You roll up your window, you stick it out, because one of the things they try to do is kind of take a sniff and waft of what it is that's in the car, and you don't have any reason under your Fourth Amendment rights to provide them with any more access to what you're personally doing at any given time than you want to allow them. So
Right.
So I like the idea. Now, one officer had texted in or something and said that, well, if you don't cooperate, that's reasonable suspicion enough there because you're putting a baggie out the window. We'll break the window and pull you out. Well, I don't think they're going to have a very good case in court, especially if it's a DWI checkpoint. Why? Because you didn't exhibit any behaviors aside from coming to an interruption in your life to travel freely in your car to your destination. So they can't, simply because you're trying to stay within your rights, infer some type of reasonable suspicion. So I think that officer was wrong who texted that or who told us about it. So better would be to crack the window, I think, talk to him, say, look, I love police. They keep us safe.
Right.
But all I can really give you is my license through this crack and tell you my name. Otherwise, I'm trying to get home pretty quickly. My wife's got, late dinner on the table, and I just don't talk to police
So
officers.
what do the cops usually say after that, though?
I think if you were able to
You're
say
under
exactly
arrest?
what I said, give or take 10%, they'll know, and they'll know you know what you're talking about and probably scoot you on your way.
As you're lit like a Roman candle.
I'm wrong. Stacy says there's a lady on the phone that is adamant she has to ask Mike Carter a question or she's driving down here. So, hello. You're on with Mikey C. What's your question?
So I kind of have, not legally adopted, but taken one of my neighborhood kids under my wing, and she got herself into some trouble. She had an addiction to heroin. And I kind of am taking care of her kids right now. Her mom and dad, kind of aren't in the picture, and she doesn't really have a lot of support.
That happens with heroin all the time. The parents get to some level where they're sick of it, and they can't continue to pay thousands of dollars to keep the person out of jail, and they're like, you're on your own. And then a neighborhood friend takes them under their wing, and it takes them another year to figure out that they can't do it either.
Well, here's what's happened. I mean, I've stayed in contact with her for years and years. Really smart girl, really sweet girl. She always had it together. And then her grandma died. That was like her parent figure. And she lost it. And went into this thing where she tried to kill herself, ODing and all this stuff. Turns out that her and a couple of other people got into a car, and they went and got their dope.
Oh, no.
And the two of them had been taking Xanax all day already. And when the guys shot them with their shot, the one guy died.
Oh, dear.
In the car, in the back seat.
That's not good.
This is recent, or?
It was like over a year ago. So what I'm curious about is she's got a second-degree murder charge. And they did the preliminary hearings and everything. I'm just so confused because she's got this public defender, and I'm not really understanding what he's telling me. Okay, she died too when she got shot because she was doing the Xanax too.
She died as well, and she's not charged with murder anymore. Then she's
Well, she's still living though. And when the boyfriend brought her back, too, got her breathing again, she panicked because she realized that the guy in the back seat was gone.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So they drove to the hospital, and they tried to get him out of the car. He's a great big guy, over 300 pounds. Tried to get him out of the car, and they couldn't. So they're running around, they're all high, just trying to get him out of the car. Now, I've heard this thing lately that they're trying to pass a law that says if you have a heroin overdose and you bring him to the hospital, you won't get charged.
Right.
Is that true?
I mean, I've heard some rumblings of that. Right. And the other one is if you're with somebody and they die on heroin, you had anything to do with getting it to them or helping them use it, that you can be charged for their murder and stuff, too. That's why you're experiencing some of that. But
I had read that law passed, though, that because they don't want people to be scared to take someone to the emergency room.
Right. I don't know that it did pass, but it wouldn't surprise me if it could.
Okay. I'll check that out.
There's enough going on there that, your public defender is much more suited to answer the question than I would be. And they usually, in my experience, one of the best compliments you can have as an attorney, a defense attorney, typically really from a judge or anybody, is you sound like a public defender, because it's typically those people who gravitate toward being hyper concerned and wanting to do good and giving people as much of a legal representation as they can. And so I'm sure you're in decent hands, if not great hands, and that person with a hyper awareness of everything that's going on in the case factually is going to be most suited to explain something to you. That's what I would say.
There you go. I'm sorry, what was that?
Okay. Also, they've decided that it's going to go to a grand jury. What's the next process now? So, is it like another hearing kind of thing, or?
Yeah, they'll present, some limited amount of evidence to a grand jury and see if they pass down an indictment.
There you go.
That's so scary. That is I hate going to court. I cannot stand it.
Can't either.
Yeah, even when you first get out of law school and you start going to court, it's a little unnerving, but it gets to be, kind of like your bedroom or something. It's just, anything's fine and all the players. And they call them gatekeepers, the judge, the attorneys and all that. You get pretty used to it.
I couldn't help but think about that movie Pulp Fiction when that lady was telling her story that
got stabbed in the heart
with the drug overdose. And I was in a Walmart recently in Lake St. Louis, and I don't know if this woman was playing a joke on all of us in line. If it was, she was good. It was a good joke. But she was on the phone. And you know how you're trying to act like you're not listening, you're not overhearing.
Yeah.
But she was talking kind of loud. And she's standing in line at Walmart saying, I don't care. He's not going to die in my bathtub.
Oh, wow.
Just get some ice, throw it on him. I don't care how much drugs he's had.
Oh, my God.
Was it the pet dog?
Right there in line at Walmart.
The Walmart around here, that sounds like normal discourse. Actually.
And everybody's looking.
This heroin stuff is like out of control.
I know. It really is.
I know. And when I was a kid, heroin was like saying F-U-C-K. I mean, it was a bad word, We've heard it so much now. It's I don't know if we're being desensitized to it, but heroin is I've always been lucky. I was afraid to even think for 1 nanosecond of doing any drug.
Yes.
Just afraid I might like it.
I'm so glad.
Heroin would never, no one I ever knew would even hardly say the word, let alone
because you have
consider it.
needles. It's the needles.
Right. I've tried a few things, but I've never put a needle in my arm. Put the needle on the record.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do it.
Alternative, yeah.
First of all,
I
I
don't think
hate
you have
needles.
to have a needle anymore for heroin.
Oh, really?
What do you use?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Don't
and I'm
give
glad
people
I don't
ideas.
Know, but, I think that you can use it in other ways. Just lace it on a joint.
Do you see a lot of heroin cases whenever you're in court?
We've got 2 or 3 we're working on right now, and I can tell you this: the sympathy levels are low.
Oh.
Everybody from the prosecutor to the judge. I mean, you talk about presumed innocent under American law, which is true. But man, you start talking heroin, it's just hard to get into that mindset.
See, that sucks because I do believe, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it. But I do believe there's a certain element of help these people need more than punishment. These addicts.
Well, the thing is, I know a little bit about it because the mayor, Wentzville, has really helped some people with their pushes
Nick
on
Guccione.
Right, but he's kind of helped some other players with the heroin issues and problems, and so I know enough to be dangerous. And you want to help, but I've heard some people describe, your third year heroin addict. I mean, they've been through every family member, they've gotten every loan, they've not repaid any of them, and they've stolen and they've broken into grandma's house, and they become like a zombie or some shadow of this person that they were, and there's just no hope they're going back. I mean, you lose the ability to even think they can be rehabilitated.
Now, just for the record, somebody did text at 805-76-VIPER. They even sent a link. In Illinois, it has been passed. It's called the Good Samaritan Overdose Law, that you cannot be charged if you take Illinois.
Right.
I don't think Missouri has passed it yet.
I don't think so.
But they have in Illinois. So
I've been living at the Capitol lately.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. We're just a few days away from Mike Carter becoming a judge in Wentzville.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a good time.
So judgmental. Thank you, Baba Booey. Call them 314-895-4040, and they're the best. So whatever your situation is, and routine traffic stops start at only $45. Call them 314-895-4040. 314-895-4040. He's our official Hangover Morning Show lawyer, Mike Carter. Any parting shots?
No, thanks for having me for certain. I guess should we talk just for like 100 seconds about Green Bay, Seattle?
Yes.
And,
absolutely we
with
should.
our
Who you
Patriots and
taking?
Colts.
Green Bay, Seattle. Who you taking?
I think I like I should have not brought this up. I like the Russell guy a lot, but I think the one-leg pogo stick quarterback has got to be the most compelling. So I'm looking for Green Bay.
One-leg pogo stick.
And then Patriots. The cheating videography 5-6 years ago, and then now this eligible thing. Even if it is brilliant, I can't
Get past it.
I can't root for them.
Yeah, let me
Tell you
the same
something
way.
about the pogo stick quarterback.
What's that?
Let me tell you,
Anthony
one thing about
Rogers.
If he wins pogo stick, it's going to be like that L.A. Dodgers playoff game. Who was that guy's
Wade
name?
Boggs. Wade Boggs.
No, not Wade Boggs.
It was the Los Angeles, the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
He
hit a broken leg and he hit a home run in the playoffs against the.
Or Carrie Scruggs, wasn't that her name, the Olympian that won on the broken ankle?
I just don't think Green Bay has the defense to stop. I don't think it's about the offense going against the Seattle defense. That's great. Obviously, Seattle's defense is great. I don't think it's about that. I think Marshawn Lynch is going to have 463 yards. I mean, hell, DeMarco Murray had 140 yards and fumbled on a play that would have been a 60-yard run.
What's the
So
spread?
I think Seattle's gonna trounce them.
I think the spread's got to be at least 50 points.
7. It's 7.
It's 50.
Now, Marshawn Lynch guy, you've heard? Did you guys play his interviews on the radio the other day?
Yes.
Bless the Lord, or something like. What's he saying?
Thanks for axing. Thanks
okay,
for axing.
Oh, he is.
So, Marshawn, what about that run in the third quarter? Thank you for axing. Marshawn, how about the relationship between you and Pete Carroll? Thanks for axing.
Look, when your team gets knocked out of the playoffs, don't you like to jump on a bandwagon just to have some fun for the Super Bowl?
No.
I'm inviting the entire listening audience of
no fun.
100.7 The
They
Viper
don't want it.
to
They've turned
become
it down.
a Seahawks
They rejected it. They said, no thanks.
Wasn't Pete Carroll didn't he have the undefeated 136 games in a row at
He sure
USC
did.
or something?
Yep,
he had a good record. I don't know if he was
He is showing that if he could win the Super Bowl again this year, he would be showing that he is
A
like
new dynasty?
magic, maybe the best
coach of all time.
ever. Maybe.
That's right. In the
Well,
best
I don't
city.
know if you jump to best coach ever.
I mean, undefeated for 136 games. Is that how many it was?
Yeah, I think he's making a great point. Best coach, he went NCAA to NFL.
I still don't think it touches
Well,
what Jimmy
Spurrier
Johnson
came to the
did.
Redskins, and he goes right back.
Right. I still don't think it's close to what Jimmy Johnson did because Jimmy Johnson, had he stayed, would have won 4 in a row. They won 3.
Yeah.
He'd have had 4 titles in a row in addition to his college national championship.
Right,
so
right.
he won on both levels, college and pro.
No doubt
But is
about
there
it.
any other coach like Carroll that had an undefeated streak like that in any college football?
I don't know.
I mean, it
Not
sounds
sure.
like a lie. Actually.
I mean, Harbaugh, I don't think he was undefeated, but he won a lot at Stanford.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he was undefeated.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Seattle. You're
Bay.
taking Green Bay.
Hopeful.
You're taking Green Bay?
I know you two are taking
I want them
Seattle.
to win on the pogo stick quarterback.
But you realize they won't, is what you're
If
saying.
it's a 7-point spread, I mean, that indicates
Racy
a lot.
Stacy?
Somebody thinks they can win.
Who you taking, Seattle or Green Bay?
I'm going with the team that has the better uniform, so I will pick the Seahawks.
Seahawks, okay. And then Patriots and Indy. Oh,
That's
man.
the Patriots.
Andrew Luck is on a roll, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was.
He hot.
Yeah.
He hot.
He's not hot enough to beat the Patriots.
And he's
unfortunately.
balding, so got to
Yeah. And
root for him.
he's got a beard that's unbelievably nice.
Right. Yeah, he needs help.
And the Cowboys thumped him 42-0. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Patriots,
I want the Colts to win. I'm voting Hart.
Colts. You're going Colts. You're going Stacy. What are you going?
Hoosiers, I'm going Indy.
Yeah, I got the Patriots.
And Baba Booey, who you got?
Indy.
Mark it down. If Baba Booey says it, book
Hey,
it.
wait a minute.
Call your bookie.
8:54 on
Call your bookie.
January 14th. Got it.
Mike Carter, we love you.
Thank you, man.
See you soon. Back in 1 second.
The Hangover with Chris and DC.
Feeling a little bit buzzed after having only 2 beers. I'm weaving all around the road trying to
314-895-4040.
So, how's the new